आनन तन परो प्रेमामृतांबनिधि धीरा धीर जन प्रिय प्रियकरौ निर्मत्सरौ पूजितौ नाना शास्त्र विचारणैक निपुणं सद्धर्म संस्थापक लोकानां हितकारिणं त्रिभुवने मन्नौ शरण्याकरौ नाना शास्त्र विचारणैक निपुणं सद्धर्म संस्थापक लोकानां हितकारिणं त्रिभुवने मन्नौ शरण्याकरौ राधा कृष्ण पदारविन्द भजनानन्देन मत्वालिकौ वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुजुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन परौ प्रेमामृतांबनिधि श्री चैतन्य कृपाभरौ भुवि भुव भारावहन्तारकौ वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुजुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ श्रीगौरांग गुणानुवर्णन विधौ सध्यासमिद्धार्नितं पापत्रापनिकृन्तनं तनुभृतां गोविन्द गानामृतैः श्री गौरांग गुणानुवर्णन विधौ सध्यासमिद्धान्वितं पापत्रापनिकृन्तनं तनुभृतां गोविन्द गानामृतैः आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनैकनिपुणौ कैवल्यनिस्वार्थौ वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुजुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन परौ प्रेमामृतांबनिधि अक्वातो नमसे समण्डलपति शनि सदा तूच्छव भूत्वा दीनगणेशकौ करुणया कौपीनकण्ठाश्रितौ तक्वातु नमसे समण्डलपति शनि सदा तूच्छव जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन जमुना तीर बनचारी Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yasodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yasodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Jagat Krishna Prabhupada. All glories to our beloved speaker for today, His Grace, Sri KRIPANIDHI Prabhu. And all glories to Samal Vaishnavi devotees. We thank you all for being here. It's always an honor to have Uncle here with us. There are few devotees here at the moment, but we're going to begin anyway. So, Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice to be with the African Yatra, my
Hare Krishna.
favorite audience.
So I believe you're speaking from India.
Pardon me?
Are you speaking
Yes.
from India at the moment? Okay. All right.
From Mayapur Dham.
From Mayapur Dam. Oh, Krishna,
Yeah.
beautiful.
The birthplace.
Yeah, so birthplace of Lord Chaitanya.
Yes. Very, very spiritual place. If devotees sincerely take advantage, very spiritual place.
Yes.
Yes. So so that Jairada Madhava Prabhupada, it looks like it was in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, it looks like Los Angeles. I was there. I was always there. Every time he came to Los Angeles, I would go there from my temple in Vancouver. So the Vyasa-san looks very familiar, and the devotee. That's nice. Los Angeles was the center in those days. Before we got Mayapur going. So good memories. So shall we? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's nice to know a little bit about the background of what we say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the glory days, very high energy, a lot of positivity, everyone joining, everyday people joining in the we call it North American Yatra. And it was very exciting. We were all under 30.
Yes, I can tell.
All under 30. We were kids.
I think it was Srila Prabhupada and Krishna's plan to bring very, very young people so you can continue the legacy and the tradition for the new generation to understand. Because assuming
Exactly.
if most of you were already in your advanced ages, most of you will be gone and we will have nobody to train us. So it's Krishna's plan.
Yes. And Prabhupada said, why do the army choose young men, you know? That's so much energy.
Yes.
And Prabhupada always kind of used these kind of military metaphors, analogies, like young soldiers, Senapati, he is the chief in charge.
Yeah.
And we were warriors against Kali Yuga. Yeah.
Very true.
Right. Okay,
All right.
so
Prabhupada, you may chant the Mangalacharam and then we'll put the verses on the screen.
okay, so Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskricha Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasa Tato Jayamudirayat Nasta Preshu Abhideshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. We're reading from the very wonderful third canto. This is a very popular canto that Srila Prabhupada's giving his wonderful purports. And it is chapter 19, text 21 and 22. So I'll start by chanting text 21. Bahubir yaksharakshobi patyashva ratakunjarai atayibir utsrishcha himshravachoti vaishashaha. Bahubir yaksharakshobi patyashva ratakunjarai atatayibir utsrishcha himshra vacho tavaisha shaha. Bahubi by many yaksharaksho bihi, yakshas and rakshasas. Pati marching on foot. Ashva on horses. Rata on chariots. Kunjarai or on elephants. Ata tayebihi, ruffians. Utsrich taha were uttered. Himshraha, cruel. Vachaha, words. Ati vaishashaha, murderous. Cruel and savage slogans were uttered by hosts of ruffian yakshas and rakshasas, who all either marched on foot or rode on horses, elephants, or chariots. Hanky. Text 22. Praduskrita mayanam asurina vinashayat sudarshanastram bhagavan prayungta daitam tripat. Praduskrita mayanam asurinam vinashayat sudarshanastram bhagavan prayukta daitam tripat. Praduskritanam, displayed. Mayanam, the magical forces. Asurinam, displayed by the demon. Vinashayat, desiring to destroy. Sudarshana Astram, Sudarshan weapon. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prayunkta, through. Daitam, beloved. Tripat, the enjoyer of all sacrifices. The Lord, the personal enjoyer of all sacrifices, now discharged his beloved Sudarshan, which was capable of dispersing the magical forces displayed by the demons. Even famous yogis and demons can sometimes enact very magical feats by their mystic powers. But in the presence of the Sudarshan chakra, when it is let loose by the Lord, all such magical jugglery is dispersed. The instance of the quarrel between Durvas Muni and Maharaj Ambarish is a practical example in this matter. Durvasa Muni wanted to display many magical wonders. But when the Sudarshan chakra appeared, Durvas himself was afraid and fled to various planets for his personal protection. The Lord is described here as Tripat, which means that he is the enjoyer of three kinds of sacrifices. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord confirms that he is the beneficiary and enjoyer of all the sacrifices, penances, and austerities. The Lord is the enjoyer of three kinds of yajna, as further described in Bhagavad Gita. Sacrifices that are sacrifices of goods, sacrifices of meditation, and sacrifices of philosophical speculation. Those on the path of jnana, yoga, and karma all have come to in the end to the Supreme Lord, because Vasudeva Sarvam iti sa mahatma sudurlabha. Supreme Lord is the ultimate enjoyer of everything. That is the perfection of all sacrifice. Omagyana timirandasya gyana gyana shalakaya chakshurun militam gena tasmai shri guruve namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who with the scalpel of knowledge is cutting out the cataracts of ignorance from my eyes. Chakshur unmilitam genam. As my Sri Guruve. So in this particular chapter, we are reading about the demon Hiranyaksha, who was a gatekeeper in Vaikuntha and was cursed by the four Kumaras to take birth in the material world. And they chose to take birth as demons. Of course, Krishna always has a hand in everything that happens. Adishtanam tata kartam karanam chapritak vidam vividam chapritak cheshtam daivam chaivatra panchamam. Krishna tells Arjuna in the 18th chapter that there are 5 factors of action: the time and place, adisthanam tata kartam, the action, karanam, the instruments of action, in other words, the senses, the mind, the intelligence, cheshtam, the endeavor of the individual jiva, and then daivam chaivatra, the Supreme Lord himself has to allow everything to happen, whether it's demons killing, destroying, defeating the demigods, as we read through the chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sometimes the demons have the upper power. Like Bali Maharaj, he was in a demoniac family, a descendant of Hiranyakashipu, grandson of Prahlad, who was actually a great devotee, but also born in a demoniac Daitya family. And so the Lord may have arranged this because devotees like to hear about these heroic activities of the Lord, how he's going to battle with the demoniac forces. Even the whole Mahabharata is all about conflict and how his devotees are protected by him. Kuntiya pratijani man name bhakta pranashiti. Declared boldly Arjuna, that my devotees are never vanquished. And all these pastimes are very, very attractive for the devotees. They we're able to absorb our minds in the glorious leelas. Tavakatam ritam tapta jivanam kavitam iditam sarpanam karma kalma sapaham shavanam kirtanam srimad adatam. That devotees of the Lord and living entities in general, the life and soul, Tavakatamrita Tapta Jivanam, the life and soul of those who are trying to get out of this ocean of birth and death are the glories and words of the Supreme Lord. So we are very eager to hear about these adventures of the Lord and how he manifests himself. Ramadi Murjashi Kalaniyamina Tishtanda Navataram Akarod Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Savavavat Paramapumanyo Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Now he's appearing as an animal, as a big boar, Lord Varaha. And people may say, oh, that's a kind of a, a lower creature. But the Lord is very beautiful, even in the form of a boar, a hog. He is extremely beautiful and effulgent. His eyes are like lotus petals. It's described in this chapter. And he's showing that it's so wonderful that yogis meditate on his various avatars as a boar, as a tortoise, as a fish, Matsya as a fish, boar, tortoise, um, as a horse, a lion, half lion. It's very interesting, very beyond uh, uh, beyond the materialistic conception, beyond the empirical ideas of what is God. He has so many wonderful forms and wonderful pastimes. So Shravanam, Mangalam, Srimad Atatam, that these pastimes, they bring so much Mangalam, so much fortune and good happiness and benefits to those who love to hear from the great devotees of the Lord. Kavitam iditam, from the great kavis, the great sages. They're glorifying the Lord constantly through the pages of the Puranas, through the pages of Bhagavatam. And it brings good fortune to all those who are willing to capture the nectar through the cups of their ears. Srimad Atatam, these pastimes of the Lord are at Srimad Atatam, very powerful. They destroy all the anarthas, all the lust, greed, all the enemies of the soul. They're so powerful that just by hearing these things, Punya Shravana Kirtanam, Ridyantasto, the heart becomes so purified and it destroys all unwanted, all contaminations within the heart. So this is a beautiful verse by Suradas, Bhakti Bilva Mangal Thakur. He quoted this verse in his Katam Krishna Karitamrita. So this is the devotees of the Lord. They're eager. They have a thirst for hearing these transcendental pastimes of the Lord. And of course, the Lord, the personal and joy of all sacrifices. And the demoniac living beings, a demoniac class of beings. They're always here in the material world. And they have no interest in hearing or glorifying the Lord. In fact, they're very envious of the Lord. Therefore, chintamuparimiyam cha pralayantamupashvitaha kama paboga parama etavan iti nasute. So, chintamapariya, there's no end to the anxieties of these demons. They're very fond and very proud and full of arrogance and conceit. And who is God? Who cares for God? We are powerful. Ishvaraham Maham Bogi, Siddhoham Balavan Sukhi. We're the controllers. So Prabhupada, within this chapter, he describes that these materialistic scientists here in this age of Kali, they deny the existence of God. Atashri Krishna Nama Ni Nabhavadrugrayam Indrais. Sevan Mukhe Hi Jivado Swayam Eva Spratyada. The Lord Krishna cannot be approached by some experimental knowledge, some empirical knowledge. You will never, Nami Prakasha Sarvasya, Mudonab Mavijanati, fools can never understand or experience me. Nami Prakasha Sarvasya. Yoga Maya Samavitaha, because they're controlled by Krishna's external energy. He does not allow, Maya does not allow for them to experience and relish the path of Bhakti Yoga. Hiranyakashipu, the brother of Hiranyaksha, also. Who is this person? you know, who is Vishnu? He is nothing. Matirna Krishna Partat Fasova, Mitobi Padita Grihavananam. Adanta Gobir Vishatam Tamishram Puna Puna Charvita Charvananam. My dear Father, you can never understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead who's situated within your heart and in the heart of all beings. Because you are Grihavrata. You've taken a vow to exploit the Lord's property. Here, personal enjoyer of all sacrifices. Krishna says, if you want peace and happiness, then you have to recognize him as the Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He is the object of all sacrifices and austerities. And we should all, whatever we do, whatever sacrifices we make in life, whatever austerities we perform in life, should be done for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Matir Matirna Krishna Paratasvatova Mito Bipadita Grihavata. Adanta Gobir Vishatam Tamishram. My dear Father, even by the effort of an assembly of people, a whole assembly, or even by your efforts, you can never come to understand that you are an eternal servant of the Supreme Lord and you're very infinitesimal. You have tiny little power, and the Lord has unlimited power. His powers are unlimited. Rasoham Apsukonteya Prava Shashi Shuryayo. Pravaham Shashi Shuryayo. That I am the taste of water, I am the light of the sun and the moon. This is the Supreme Lord. We have no idea how powerful he is. Sarvasya Shaktir Vividhai Vishriyate. He has so much unlimited potencies. So he's performing this wonderful pastime for us to relish. That doesn't matter how great this Hiranyaksha is. He did some pleasing to the demigods because many times the demons, they worship the demigods. Just like Banasura was also in the line of Prahlad Maharaj. She's born in the family of the Daityas and a descendant of Prahlad and Bali Maharaj. I believe he's the grandson of Bali Maharaj. He worshipped Lord Shiva, that he can have so much power, and he had thousands of arms. 1,000 arms, and he wanted to, filled with arrogance and pride. He wanted, oh, I must have battle with someone that's equal to me, or that I can fight with. So Prabhupada says the demons are always eager to engage in conflict. So this Kali Yuga, this is the time for the demons. This is now they can reign, and they're busy running around, inflicting punishment. Prabhupada says on human beings, on animals, on their own children, even their own citizens. It's on and on. It's their time now, Kali Yuga. Fortunately, there is the Lord who comes with great mercy to deliver all of us who are under the influence of these modes of nature, Rajagun, Tamagun, not much Sattvagun. And we are Yesham we are influenced by these poor leaders. First of all, Prabhupada will explain that the scientists, they're the intellectuals of society, and they're promoting life comes from chemicals. There's no need for God. Somehow or other, the molecules organize themselves, and then there's a primordial soup. These are all completely insane ideas they can never prove. They say, you see, asatyam apratishtam te jagat ahur anishvaram. They claim there is no God. Who needs God? Life came from chemicals, and then we got the forces of evolution, natural selection on, genetic mutations, and gradually from a little germs, we got something else like worms, and then insects, birds, animals, total like insanity. Show us how you can do it, even in a laboratory. They're complete, pure speculation, and they're brainwashing all these students all over the world. Oh, evolution, Darwin's theory, total bogus. Prabhupada said, Marxism and Darwin, these are the enemies of the world. And unfortunately, they are so in control. They control all the big academic institutions of the world, Oxford, Cambridge, like this. Just like the guru, Sukracharya, he was materialistic. He was anti-Vishnu. Oh, Bali, don't trust this person, Vamanadev. Don't trust him. He is going to cheat you out of your kingdom. Bali ruled the entire universe. So powerful. He defeated the demigods. And Sukracharya, false Brahmin. He is a Brahma Bandhu. Brahma Bandhu is friend of Brahmins. Tat karma nipano nipro. Mantra Tantra Visharada, Avaishnavo na Satguru, Vaishnavanam Swapacho Guru. Lord Chaitanya quotes this verse that the Brahmins, Tat Karma Nipano Vipro, they're Vipras, they may know Mantra Tantra Visharada, they know so much Vedas, so many mantras and chantras. They're so intellectual, and they come to the conclusion that they're God, and that they're, I am God, you're God. Brahmana, and we're all the just spirit beings. That's the best they can do. They don't accept Nate Vidu. Swarta Gatim Hi Vishnu. Prahlad says they don't understand that their real self-interest is Vishnu. Durashaye Bahir Artamanina. They're always thinking about wealth, property, Atogri Hashetra Sutaptiviter Janasimo Hoyam Ahamameti. So this is very difficult. The false ego, the mind, materialistic intelligence. Sukracharya could have been blessed by Lord Vamanadev, but he chose the path of materialism, Bahir Arta, outside of himself, trying to get some possessions and pleasure from this material world, but there's no pleasure here. It's only dukala yamashashvatam, misery and temporality. Then death comes and takes you away. Oh no, I have no time. Just like today, I was preaching to some Indians, young people. Oh, we have no time, no time. I said, when death comes, Yamaraj comes. You know, I have no time, Yamaraj, Prabhupada said. When death comes and kicks you in the head, you can't say, I have no time. It's all over. Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti yamalayam. Shesha stavramachanti kimascharmataparam. Yudhisthira Maharaj tells the Yaksha, the voice in the sky, who is Lord Yamaraj himself, the greatest wonder in the world is step by step. All living beings are entering to the courtyard of death, but everyone's thinking, nah, it's not my turn. No, they never think about it. But devotees of the Lord, like Dhruva Maharaj, he stepped on the head of death and entered the Vaikuntha airplane and took his mother also, his Partma Pradarshaka Guru, and went back to the spiritual world. So here Prabhupada cites the example of Durvas Muni and Maharaj Ambarish, such a great devotee of the Lord. Titikshava Karunika Surida Sarvadeinam. Ajata Shatrava Shanta Sadhava Sadhu Bhushana. That Ambarish Maharaj is fasting for 1 whole year. Fasting completely. And then he had to drink, you see, Durvas Muni was there. He's a very angry kind of person, incarnation of Lord Shiva, partial incarnation. So, okay, I'll take some water, fasting, not fasting. And so much anger, so much. Dambas Bimanascha, Krodha, the enemy of the soul, Krodha, got so angry that he pulled his hair and by mystic power created a big dark demon. And Sudarshan Chakra came and killed the demon. And then Durvas Muni in trouble. So proud, always angry. Mystic yogis, their hearts are hard. They do so much tapasya and for the wrong reason. So he was influenced by anger, weakness, anger, weakness. And what happened? Well, if you offend a great devotee of the Lord, you're in trouble. Prabhupada cites the example of Bhishmadev, that Krishna actually has a relationship with Lord Grandfather Bhishmadev on the platform of Dasyaras. So one of the 4 primary relationships, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. But Bhishmadev was arranged by Krishna that he would be on the side of the demons, the Kauravas. And so Krishna is teaching a lesson that even you're a great, great Mahajan. Bhishmadev is one of the 12 Mahajans, right? He's one of the 12 Mahajans. He knows the conclusion of Vedas is Krishna. He's not a demon, but Krishna had him arranged. He's on the wrong side of the aisle. He's on the side of the Kauravas, the demons. They offended Draupadi. They offended, Bhima. They tried to poison him. Then they burnt his house down. This house made of shalak. So many cheated, stole the woman, beautiful Draupadi. She's a goddess of fortune. And they thought, oh yeah, we'll drag her through the court. We'll bite her hair. We'll drag her. It's so demoniac. So Prabhupada mentions, okay, Bhishma Dev, I'm putting you on this side, and then we'll see how you do in the war, the Kurukshetra. And then Bhishma Dev took a vow. Today, Krishna will break his vow. He said, I won't fight. I'll be the chariot driver. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Wherever there's Krishna and Arjuna, there's victory, morality, justice, and so on. So Bhishmadev was attacking Krishna and shooting Krishna with arrows also. the arrows were piercing Krishna's body to such an extent that the chariot was broken and Arjuna was about to be killed. And Krishna jumped off the chariot, broke his vow for his devotee. So Krishna doesn't even care about his moral responsibility that I made this vow, I won't fight, but for his devotee, all bets are off. You know, the jury's out. And he attacked Grandfather Bhishma with the wheel. And Grandfather Bhishma was ready, you know. He was ready. Yes, Krishna, take me now. And Prabhupada said this is the mood of chivalry, that Krishna wanted to experience this mood of chivalry with his devotee Bhishma, who was in Dasyaras. And that the arrows that were piercing Krishna's body were non-different from the biting of his fiancées in the Rasa Leela dance. The same, it's pure love, pure bhakti. Bhishmadev had this love for Krishna in this mood of dasya and chivalry. So like that, Krishna has many different types of lessons when he does something. So these are lessons that we're learning. So here, Durvas Muni also, he may be a great expansion of Lord Shiva. He's very powerful. He's always involved in various parts of the Puranas. He's in the Mahabharata. He's a great sage, famous sage, very powerful. He went to Vaikuntha, he went to all the planets, begged the demigods for help. Sudarshan Chakra was going to kill him. He went to see Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayan, in Vaikuntha. Help me, help me. Sudarshan is burning me up. It's going to kill me. Oh, you have to go and see, take the dust from the lotus feet of Maharaj Ambarish. Naishamati stava durukamangrang. Spishacha anartham gamo yadartha. Mahiya samraj abhisheka. Niskinchananam navrinita yavat. Prahlad says, unless you take the dust from the lotus feet of a pure devotee of the Lord, like his guru Narada Muni. So if you take this dust from the lotus feet of a great devotee of the Lord, unless you do that, your life is useless. So Durvas Muni went and begged forgiveness at the lotus feet of Ambarish Maharaj. And Maharaj, of course, Ambarish, he forgave him. So Krishna, you may see a devotee as not so powerful, not so great, no mystic powers, whatever. But Krishna is always there protecting his devotee. As Rupa Goswami says, one should see Lord Krishna as one's protector, one's master, and one's friend. One should always expect the mercy of the Lord. And one should always be dependent on the Lord, as the Lord's is the devotee's protector, provider, and one should always feel humble and meek, and one should accept only those things which will please Krishna. So devotees of the Lord, they are praying to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, please protect us from Hiranyaksha. It's just natural. Krishna, please protect me so I can engage in your devotional service. Prabhupada says, yes, in the beginning stages, not that we think, oh, if Krishna wants, I can die or live. Of course, that's in the more advanced stages. Maropi Rakobi Yo Icha Tomara, or Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, in birth or death, I'm your eternal servant. So devotee is like that. Yeah. Krishna, if you like, you can protect me. In birth or death, I'm your eternal servant. Yo Icha Tomara, I'm yours in any situation. So this is the advanced devotee. And one should Atmanivedan, surrender fully to the Lord, his mind, his false ego, his intelligence, his words, and his body, his senses, in the service of the Lord. So here the Lord is enjoying this wonderful pastime of of heroic activities with Hiranyaksha. Great big demon, huge demon. He took the whole Earth planet, and it ended up in the Garbodak water. And Lord Varaha went, and with his tusk he picked up the planet, as Krishna says in the Gita, 15th chapter. I enter into all planets and maintain their orbits. So Krishna Dantaracha Paramanu Chantarastam. He is within the atom, between the atom. He is everywhere, all pervading, right? Mayata Tamidam Sarvam, Jagada Vyakta Murtina, Matstani Sarva Bhutani, Maite Teshu Chapyam. By his energy, he is pervading not just this one little universe, but all the universes. Yasya Prabhu Prabhubato Jagadanda Koti Shiva Shesha Vashudari Vibhuti Vinam Tad Brahmanishkalam Shesha Govindam Adipurusham. So the Lord's effulgence contains the spiritual world, the Vaikuntha planets, all the material universes, which are Yasyaka Nishvashita Akilam uh, Akilamitavyam, that Chiveta Loma Villaja, Yadadandanata, that all the universes are emanating from the pores of the body of Mahavishnu, who is a plenary expansion, a plenary portion of Krishna. So, so many, the Lord is spread all over the universe. He's creating all these universes, and we find ourselves in one tiny little speck of a universe. And the atheistic demons throughout the world are saying, oh, this is the only planet that we have life on. All the planets we look out in the stars every night, there's no life in the universe except for our. This is total ignorance, complete ignorance. Prabhupada said in Mayapur one time, they said, oh, how can you prove there's life on other planets? Prabhupada said, our proof is Guru Parampara. Imam Vishvashvate Yogam Proktava Mahamavyam. Our proof is the Guru Parampara coming down from God himself. You see, so we've entered into the internal energy of the Lord. We're experiencing the internal energy of the Lord, and we can understand, yes, God is everywhere. Bhuta Brinnacha Bhuta Sto Mamatma Bhuta Bhavanaha. Hasame Yoga Maishvaram. To just see my mystic power. I'm everywhere, all pervading, everywhere, everyone's heart, every atom, everything. And still he says, I'm separate from it at the same time. Achintya Beta Beta Tattvam. So this is the Supreme Lord. Prabhupada said the scientists, their brains will perspire to try and capture the understanding of this tattva, this Achintya Beta Beta Tattvam. So Krishna reveals himself. Tesham Ivanakampartam Mahamagyana Jamtamaha Nashamatmatma Bhavasto Jnana Deepena, from within the heart. Then Krishna gives us illumination, enlightenment, where we understand that we're tiny little spirit souls, and our business is simply to serve the Supreme Lord, moment to moment, day to day. Katayantas Chamam Nityam. That 24 hours a day we're glorifying the Lord. We're chanting his holy names. Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. Tantas Mam Judavrataha. With great determination. Because in this world that we live in, there's so many obstacles, so many reverses, so many demons everywhere, so much miseries here in this world. Kalir dosha nide rajan asireko mahatgunan. Kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sangha param jet. So in this ocean of Kali Yuga, It's so many problems coming up all the time, so many things. But we take shelter of the holy name of the Lord. We take shelter of the Supreme Lord and the instructions of the great acharyas. Utsahan nischayat deryat. But we engage with enthusiasm. As Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, enthusiasm is the spark which keeps us going. It gives us determination. And then, of course, patience, nischayat. We have to be very patient because Krishna is not easily purchased. It's not, oh, I'm chanting Hare Krishna now, Krishna, please bless me with everything. No, the path, it will be so many trials, so many tests to come to the platform of Sudanam, chanting the holy name purely. Now we're chanting in Namabas, but we are in Nishta, we're fixed in devotional service, but there's some anarthas there, some challenges. The mind is chanchala, the mind is very stubborn. Chanchala Himana Krishna. Pramati, Pramati Balavandridam is very strong, it's very stubborn. For millions of lifetimes, we've been trying to enjoy this material world through our senses and so on. So the mind is very addicted to staying here, just like our Lord Indra. He was cursed by one's yogi, one's sage, to become a pig. And when Lord Brahma tried to bring him back, no, I like it, I like it, I like it. I'm a nice pig. I'm enjoying with my pig wife and my pig children. I'm eating stool every day. What could be nicer? This is Avaranatmika, the covering power of Maya. Avaranatmika covers completely. Oh, I'm happy. Even the pauper is proud of his penny, as it says. So our business is to continue taking shelter of Krishna with enthusiasm, patience, determination, to follow the rules and regulations, tat karma pravartana, suto brite, and follow the great acharyas, to take advice from the great acharyas. They're very great personalities. They're not ordinary human beings. They're not even ordinary Vaishnavas. They're empowered by the Lord. Krishna Shakti Vinana. They're empowered by the Lord to spread this movement in this Kali Yuga. The golden age of Lord Chaitanya is upon us. And the great Acharya Srila Prabhupada has taken it beyond the shores of India. And now it is exploding in every continent. Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, Ethiopia, all these countries, Russia, Europe, Eastern Europe, South America. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has released the mercy through the agency of Srila Prabhupada and his Srimad Bhagavatam, his writings, his teachings. They're very powerful. They create a revolution within the world's misdirected civilization, right? Tadvag visargo janataga vliplavo yasmin pratisogam abadavati. Even if there's some grammatical problem, these pages of Srimad Bhagavatam are creating namanyantat katon kitani at Srinvanti Gayanti Kinanti, creating a revolution in the consciousness of the world's misdirected civilization. So this golden era of Lord Chaitanya, the Sankirtan movement, we're very fortunate to be, have been inducted into the army of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Our business is to become Krishna conscious and then to give it to others to the greatest extent, and also ourselves to have very strong Krishna conscious sadhana and bhakti programs. So I'll stop there. I'll take a couple of questions because tomorrow I have another preaching program in the morning. So let's see if I can.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, as always.
Hariva,
So
Hare Krishna.
beautiful. Dear devotees, if anyone may have questions, comments, reflections, realizations you may want to ask or share, please indicate by using the hand emoji or your physical hand, and you'll be asked to unmute to ask your question or share your reflections. Jai. Prabhuji, I've been asking this question, and it's a bit difficult for me to understand. I'm trying, like you were saying, Srila Prabhupada used lots of metaphors to describe his devotees. Now, if I may attempt to do similar, as parents, if parents are good parents, they certainly love their children. They may have 4 or 5 children, and 1 out of the 5 may become rascal, ruffian, as Prabhupada explains in the paper. Even though he is ruffian, the parents still love the child. But I do not think that the parents will also give the permission for the ruffian child to torment the good behaving brothers and sisters. So I'm wondering how and why the Supreme Lord, whether one is a devotee or a demon, they are all sons and daughters of God. But why would God give permission to these demons to torment the devotees? In other words, the ruffians to torment the well-behaved children. How does that happen in the ways of Krishna? I'm asking this question to you because you are my big uncle, and I believe you can help me, please.
Well, yeah, that is a criticism. How can God allow sometimes harassment and abuse of devotees? The Stepanovas are highly abused. Haridas Thakur, very highly abused. So, of course, we know that love of God demands the agency of free will. So, without free will, what? We're machines. So, Krishna is giving us a little bit of free will. And therefore, in this material world, there are the devotees and there's the demons. There's two types of human beings as described in the 16th chapter. So sometimes we see that devotees are abused. However, Krishna does say in the Bhagavad Gita, Machita Sarva Durgani Mat Prasada Tarishyasi, that if you're conscious of me, I remove all the Durgas, all the different problems of your life. What does that mean? It means that even if you're put on a cross, Lord Jesus, he was a devotee. Haridas Thakur was beaten. They tried to kill him in 22 marketplaces. I mean, an ordinary person would have died, but Chaitanya protected him. Why? Well, Krishna allows the demons to behave in these extraordinary ways, but ultimately the demons are vanquished by the Lord. And we have to see it from the perspective of Shastra, that Krishna protects his devotees in the sense that when they die, they carry on in their devotional service. Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo. Krishna protects us from all. There's no bad karma with devotees. There's no karma with devotees. Whatever we do for Krishna, that's in our eternal bank account. And at the time of death, if we just say Hare Krishna, like even Ajamil, who was a murderer, a rapist, and a thief, said Narayan at the time of death, and the Vishnu Dutas delivered him. So Sukadev Goswami asked this question. The hellish planets, fifth canto. Is there any hope for those who are sinful? And so the power of the holy name is the real protection. So even if sometimes the devotee is abused, he sees it as something he did in the past and he's getting a reaction. But he is remembering Krishna at all times. And therefore, at the time of his death, what happens? He goes to Krishna. So he's allowing these things because there is free will. And if your free will drives you into the mode of ignorance, then what is the mode of ignorance? It is inflicting a pain on others, exploiting others, hatefulness, envy, all the lust, greed, all these things are qualities of the demons like Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. However, when the devotee dies, even if he's killed, he is in the lap of Krishna. The devotee sees death, he sees Krishna. Prabhupada said bombs are falling on Calcutta, and he said, oh, here comes Krishna. And the demons are thinking, oh no, death. The cat. The cat picks up the kitten with his mouth, and he picks up the rat with his mouth and eats it and kills it. So in both ways, a devotee is the kitten and the demon is the rat. The point is also that Krishna is very merciful even to the demons because we know when he killed Shishupal, he entered into his body. When he killed Dantavakra, the soul entered into Krishna's body. He got Sarupya Mukti, Sarishti Mukti, Salokya Mukti, Samupya. He got all the 5 types of liberation. They went back to Vaikuntha. So when Krishna kills, it's all good. Apapa Vidham, he's free from, he has no sinful reaction or he doesn't commit sin. Everything he does is transcendental and purifying. So why is Krishna allowing these things? Because you have free will. Bottom line, without free will, there's no love of God. There's no possibility of love of God without free will. So you've chosen with your little free will to come to this place of birth and death, and you may, by your influence, like by influence of association, you may become a big demon. Prabhupada mentions that Dvivida gorilla, he actually fought with the monkeys against Ravana in Treta Yuga. But then by bad association with Jarasandha, with Bhomasura, with all these demons, Shalva, and Kamsa, they were powerful demons, that he became a demon. He became an enemy of Lord Vishnu, who he actually fought for in Treta Yuga. So again, the lesson is your association. You may associate with persons in the mode of passion and ignorance. That is demoniac, people. And you become a demon. And then Krishna has to allow you to do demoniac things. But you have to pay the price. You are caught up in karma. Karma na daiva nature na deo jantu papati. Striyo pravishtamadarat pumsarita kanashraya. Kapila Dev says, by your previous karma, you enter into a certain womb and have to fulfill the laws of karma. So why is Krishna allowing it? That's the game. That's the game. Like it's a chess. Krishna is the chess master. And here you are. You're on the chessboard. And you could be a good guy or you could be a bad guy. What side are you on? And wasting your life. You demoniac persons are just wasting their human form of life. And taking lower births again and again. That's described in the 16th chapter. So Krishna has that the bottom line, the primary point is you are given free will by God.
Well, thank you so much, Prabhuji. I would have loved and wished to pray to Krishna to take away my free will. But
Take away your.
I'm also afraid to pray to Krishna like that because I still have some attachments. And therefore, my prayer to Krishna is that he guides my intellect to use my free will properly in his service. But
Nice.
Thank you so much for the response to my question.
Sure.
Srimad Prabhu, do you still have something to ask? You may unmute.
Hare Krishna, this is humble obeisances. I'm driving. I don't know if my voice is clear enough.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Very good. Thank you. Dandava Pranam Prabhu, very nice. Once again, hearing you. Full of wonderful nectar. My question, of course, you mentioned something about how Krishna, Drupadi was being dragged in the court of the Kauravas, and Krishna came to his rescue by rescue. So that became a polemic recently because Siddhananda Maharaj said that it happened. Sorry, I did not mean to bring it up as a polemic, but I just wanted to clear something to me. So Maharaj said that Acharyas can differ on the details of Lila. And I quite agree with him on that. That Acharyas can differ about the details of Lila, but not on the answer. But then, my question is, if that incident did not happen, so why is it that this story of Drupadi being derobed and being dragged to the court is one of the examples used in the Vedas or in the Mahabharata as a sign of complete surrender? If the incident is not there, how come the example is there as an example of complete surrender in order to get Krishna mercy? Please let me finish one last point about that. Then Siddhananda Maharaj also said that if the incident happened, then how is it that Drupadi asked Krishna, why you did not come when I was being tormented? Why you did not come? But excuse me, I'm not trying to criticize what Maharaj said, but what I read was that Drupadi was saying that why you did not come on time. And there are so many explanations on why Krishna answered why he did not come on time. I don't want to go to that detail. So what I'm asking Prabhu is that if that incident did not happen, how come it is one of the examples of complete surrender in the Vedas or in the Mahabharata? Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I'm afraid, Sahadev, you'll have to repeat his question.
Yes, he was breaking up. Yeah, he was breaking up. But the question he is asking is that, one, he does not want to create a controversy, but His Holiness Siddhananda Maharaj spoke on this platform some time ago, and he explained.
I'm in front of traffic lights. So it's clear. I think I can talk clearer now. So Maharaj said that the incident of Drupadi being derobed is not in the it's not in the Bhagavatam. So it's not tenable. It does not happen. So my question is simply, why is it that incident is being used as an example of complete surrender? Because Drupadi cried out to Krishna and he was saved. Maharaj's argument is that Drupadi later on asked Krishna when they met after the incident, why you did not come when I was being tormented? And from what I read, Krishna answered Drupadi by saying, the way you addressed me, that's why I did not come quickly. You are saying Dwakadish instead of saying Govinda or calling the Lord in the heart. Anyway, so that's another detail. So my simple question is, you alluded to that incident about how Drupadi was dragged into the court and Krishna came to the rescue. So I'm asking, this incident is very popular and is used as an example of complete surrender. Why is it that that example is being used if the incident never really took place? That's my question.
Okay, you
Okay,
still were breaking up a little bit. But
yeah,
did you get him this time? Okay, so
a little bit about why something about Draupadi.
yes.
And Krishna didn't come in time or something.
Yeah, so the question is, like I was trying to explain, His Holiness was here some time ago, and he had said that the disrobing of Draupadi did not take place as some devotees say. And he is asking that if it did not take place, your humble self alluded to that fact that Draupadi was being disrobed in the assembly hall.
Yeah.
And there are many devotees who also used this same situation to explain why it is very important that the devotees totally surrender to Krishna. And the reason Maharaj said that was that Maharaj said that that is not described in the Bhagavatam. It is described, it is mentioned in the Mahabharata, and the Mahabharata is very much distorted. So this was a little bit of confusing remark or comment that Maharaj made. So he wants to find out from you, because you alluded to the fact that she was being disrobed, and Srila Prabhupada gave such examples so many times. So that is just what he was asking.
All right, so which Maharaj was it?
Kripanidhi Maharaj.
Okay. So in the Nectar of Devotion, you'll read that Krishna is very grateful. And Prabhupada uses the example of Draupadi. That when she said, "Hey, Govinda," Krishna was immediately drawn to her, because she called his name. So one of the qualities of Krishna is gratefulness. That's mentioned by Prabhupada in the Nectar of Devotion. The other, if you look in the Vanipedia, Prabhupada uses example of Draupadi in his lectures. That Draupadi, first she was trying to control the situation by holding on. But then when she released and just depended on Krishna fully, Atmani Vedanam, that Krishna came and became a full sari. Now Maharaj says that the Mahabharata is distorted. I don't know. Prabhupada would quote Mahabharata from the various chapters in his Bhagavatam purports as examples, and he would quote the verses, the Sanskrit, and so on. So Prabhupada's quoting Mahabharata, so obviously it's authentic. He's the great Acharya. But he does mention this example of Draupadi as Atmani Vedanam in his lectures. If you want, I can look it up, because now we have AI. I can find these things very quickly on AI.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's in the Nectar Devotion. Clearly, we can read it in the Nectar Devotion that an example of Draupadi saying, "Hey, Govinda," and then Krishna immediately comes to her rescue, is there in Prabhupada's Nectar of Devotion. So we from my perspective, I always, if I can use Prabhupada as my reference, then there's no argument, there's no debate here. If Prabhupada says something, then there's no distortion, there's no unequivocal, equivocality. It's not equivocal anymore, it's unequivocal. Prabhupada says in Nectar Devotion, I can find other places where Prabhupada used this example. If I go into AI, ChatGPT, it'll bring it all up. So please refer to ChatGPT and find Prabhupada's quotes about Draupadi's surrender. So
Well,
that's where I stand.
yes, Shivamara Prabhu, yes.
That's where I stand on this particular issue.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Personally, just like you said, I understand, and I try to live that way, that Srila Prabhupada is the gold standard. And whatever anybody does or says, I try in my own little way to match it with what Srila Prabhupada did or Srila Prabhupada said, or how Srila Prabhupada lived. And then I make my decision from it. But there are lots of drawings of Draupadi being disrobed in Srila Prabhupada's books.
True. And even in the Bhagavatam, there's a
Yes, in
picture
the Bhagavatam,
of
yes.
Krishna is there and Draupadi.
Yes, and he is supplying the sari. So
and those paintings were authorized by Srila Prabhupada.
yes,
All
in fact, that is what I was going to ask you, because I heard that almost every single painting that was made had to be verified by Srila Prabhupada.
Completely, 100%.
Yes.
Because I was in Los Angeles and there was a meeting. I wasn't in the meeting, but we're outside waiting. And Prabhupada's room is upstairs from the temple room. And Ramaswar came in and he said, Prabhupada, when in 1967, 66, these paintings that we're putting in the Bhagavatam, they're very amateurish. They're very rudimentary. And now Jadurani, she's become a way better artist, and we have other really great artists. We should take these pictures out and put the new ones in, the revised paintings that are much more beautiful. Prabhupada went nuts. He went livid. He just exploded. He said, you Americans always changing. You don't take anything out of my books. Get out of my room. Ramaswar is BBT in charge of the whole world. He's a BBT guy. And Prabhupada kicked him out of he threw him out of the room. He said, get out. He was so angry, he was shaking. And Ramaswar came and told us, I just got kicked out of the BBT meeting with Prabhupada. So Prabhupada is very clear that you change one thing in my books, And these were paintings.
Yeah.
And still although they were very, you might say, rudimentary or whatever, Prabhupada do not change unauthorized. Don't speculate. Don't jump over me. Don't, go around me. Be what follow explicitly what my directives are. And one of the things is don't change. You Americans always want to change everything. You're so restless. Your minds are restless, which is, true. And so Ramaswar will tell you this story. He got kicked out. Can you imagine? He was Prabhupada's right-hand man with BBT publishing everything. He was running it. I remember. And he threw him out. Get out. You're done. Just angry. Like a volcano anger, just exploded. So we should just take whatever Prabhupada's quotes are, whatever he says, that is taken as absolute. There's no speculation, no questions, nothing. Prabhupada uses Mahabharata, many examples from Mahabharata. He quotes the Mahabharata many times if you look at the Bhagavatam purports. And okay, so you can't say Mahabharata is distorted if Prabhupada's quoting from it. It's obviously authentic, especially he's quoting the Sanskrit. Just like Bhagavad Gita, there may be many unauthorized versions, but Prabhupada will quote from Sridhar Swami, he quotes from Mahabharata, he quotes from various literatures which come down from Sridhar Swami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And he uses these things, so they're absolutely, unquestionable.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Prabhuji. I was once driving with my big god brother, Harichakra Prabhu. And Shivamara, okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Pull up so that I can.
Oh no, you breaking up.
That is fine.
Well, we cannot hear you. You're breaking up.
I pull up that so otherwise I pull up in order to otherwise no.
No.
No. All right.
Yeah, we cannot hear you. Well, Prabhuji, but what I was saying was that there was a time I was driving with my senior godbrother who is here today, Harichakra Prabhu, and we were listening to Srila Prabhupada lectures. And he was, I don't remember the chapter and the verse, but of course it was on Canto 6, on Ajamil. So the reader read the Sanskrit and then read the translation. And when he read the translation, he read it that and Ajamil called out, Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. And after he was done with the reading of the translation, Srila Prabhupada asked him that, do you find he called Narayan, Narayan 3 times? And he was quiet. And after a while, Srila Prabhupada said, he did not call Narayan 3 times, he called him once. And he said that if it is there 3 times, correct it. And I didn't know much about it, but our beloved uncle who just passed on, His Grace Agnidev Prabhu.
Agnidev Prabhu, yeah.
Yeah, because he just passed on, the devotees were sharing some of his memories and amazing service. So he repeated this same scenario, and he said he was there, and it took place in Philadelphia. And Srila Prabhupada said, it is not 3 times, it's 1 time. So I'm taking some cue from bits and pieces of these things that Srila Prabhupada was very, very attentive and very careful of whatever was being said or painted or whatever. And so, like you said, we do not want to challenge anybody. We do not want to disprove anybody, but we're trying our little best to just follow what Srila Prabhupada has said or what Srila Prabhupada has given us. So thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Very good point, because I hate to bring up controversy, but after Prabhupada left, so many leaders made up, speculated or compromised. Some leaders nowadays Prabhupada was very, very based on time and circumstance. He implemented bhakti yoga. So in America, for example, he gave sannyas to people who were born Melechas and Yavanas, and he was criticized by his godbrothers. Why are you giving sannyas to Melechas? They're not even Brahmin. So Prabhupada, of course, is practicing and implementing the Siddhanta of Lord Chaitanya. Tat karmo nipano vipro manchatancha. Another thing Prabhupada did was he gave Brahmin to women. That was unheard of in the Gaudiya Math. I like Prabhupada said, even in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he said, I made so many adjustments based on the norms, social norms of the Westerners. Women could go on the altar in the West. They were doing, taking care of dressing the deities, doing art, everything, which you don't see in the Gaudiya Math at all. So Prabhupada implemented all these things, gave Brahmins to in women, and then recently one leader, one guru is decided, no, I'm not giving Brahmin to my women disciples. This is a clear deviation from Prabhupada's directives. Take it or leave it, but Prabhupada's directives are there. He gave Brahmin to women, he gave sannyas to so-called Melechas and Yavanas and so on. And, you know, Striyo Vaishyastata Sujrate Piyanti Param Gatim, even a woman can become an acharya, as we see in many cases in the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition. So we want to stay on the straight and narrow line that Prabhupada has indicated, either by, as an acharya, by his example of what he does, or his teachings and his purports, what he writes. That is how we know what is clear, what is clearly authorized, and what is our deviation, mental speculation. So we have to, like accounts and balances, you know. Someone is reporting accounts and debits and credits and income and profits and this, but you know, there's accounting. We we want to weigh what is being said or done with Shastra and Prabhupada's purports. Acharya mam vijaniya navamanyeta karichit. Manya surya karyeta sarvadeva mayo guru. That the Acharya is non-different from Krishna. Acharya mam vijaniyam navamanyeta karichit. He's not an ordinary human being. So when Prabhupada says something or does something, that's the instruction, not some speculation, even if someone has a position of guru, GBC, because we see the history of ISKCON. Many gurus have deviated, many GBCs have come and gone. So the ultimate authority is the founder Acharya, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And I say it publicly. It's controversial, perhaps, but I say it publicly.
I don't think it's controversial, Prabhuji, because
Okay.
no, I don't think so. Everybody knows and accepts that Srila Prabhupada is the final authority. And I have always said, and I'll continue to say, and I pray that I continue to say, and not just saying, but live it till I leave my body, and even beyond, that as long as we are in ISKCON, our final authority is Srila Prabhupada. The scriptures tell us that we have three sources of evidence: Sadhu, Guru, Shastra. Fortunately for us, Srila Prabhupada is all the above three. If someone is not a devotee, he will see Srila Prabhupada as a saint, as a sadhu. Those of us who are devotees in his movement, we see him as both saintly, he is our Acharya, and he is the scripture, because his purports are scriptures. So how can we go against whatever he said or did? And like you said, I've also come across Guru saying that he is not giving Brahmin initiation if the initiate is not prepared to do deity worship. And I'm asking, is that how Srila Prabhupada did it? I don't know. I wasn't there. But I haven't come across anywhere where Srila Prabhupada said, okay, we're giving you Brahmin initiation, so you go and serve on the altar. If all Brahmins serve on the altar, how many altars do we have? How many Brahmins do we have? But I'm here, I'm giving Brahmin. I do not have qualification of a Brahmin. Even when I was given Diksha initiation, I wasn't qualified. But my guru gave me Diksha initiation to encourage me to come to the level of what it requires to have initiation. My guru has given me Brahmin initiation to help me live the lifestyle of a Brahmin. It does not mean that I am a Brahmin. And because of that, even though I'm working, I try to live as a Brahmin. I try to live truthfully. I try to stick to my wife, not anybody else. And so in this way, by Guru Krishna's grace, I'm being helped. And those who are close to me may also look at me and maybe think that, oh, this person is nice. Why is he nice? What is making him nice? I want to be like him too. So in itself, it's also a preaching. So unfortunately, because of social media, we come across some of these unfortunate dealings and sayings and moving away from Srila Prabhupada, thinking that sometimes we know better and we say, Vedic, 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 Vedic. But we're following what Srila Prabhupada gave us. We're not just following any Vedic. There are so many things in the Vedic tradition that we are not allowed to practice.
Yes, perfect.
So
Absolutely.
I don't think it's a controversy at all, Prabhuji. And of course, being who you are, very nicely presented. And I don't know, Srimara Prabhu wanted to say something, but his line was breaking. I don't know if he's okay now. I saw my friend here, Mitchell Prabhu. I haven't seen him for about a quarter of a century.
Oh,
Yes. He was my very good friend when I was back home in Ghana. I introduced him to this Bhagavatam discourses, and he is here today. Thank you so much for being here, Mitchell Prabhu. Ashwara Prabhu, if you have something to ask, please, you may go ahead. And we're also being cautious of the time because Prabhu
Is my voice clearer now? No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. So yesterday, Anadi Nidanam asked a question whether a guru can offend his disciple. We got some reaction, got some answer to that, but I would like Prabhu to speak on this because I guess there are some instances where a guru seems to have maybe offended or done something wrong to his disciples. So I just want Prabhu to comment on this.
Did you get the question, Prabhuji?
well, what? Yeah.
Okay. The question is that there is a devotee. Is he still here? Yeah. Anadi Nidanam. One devotee asked a question yesterday in our Sangha, whether it is possible for a guru to offend his disciple. And he wants to get your view on this question because the speaker who was asked this question said that the guru does not offend the disciple, the guru, but in a, I would also would like to hear your response to that. This is Hare Krishna Africa. We ask lots of questions, sometimes very tough, sometimes weird, but it's in line also.
Well, I saw Prabhupada get very angry with his disciples. And then he would say that is the business of guru, is to chastise disciples. So in that context, no. The qualified guru, if he chastises, are very heavy. I saw Prabhupada very, very heavy with some of his disciples because they were kind of very proud that they collected so much money for Prabhupada. And Prabhupada would just crush them, until they cried, One particular case, I remember, the devotee, very tough man. He was military before. He collected so much money, and Prabhupada saw he was proud. And he just crushed him. You're so proud. You think you can purchase me with giving me all this money, this and that. And you're a rascal. And then the person ultimately he started crying, although he's a very tough guy. So in Prabhupada's position as a very transcendental Shaktivesh avatar, when he chastises for the benefit, it's for your benefit. However, Rupa Goswami in the 5th chapter of Upadeshamrita, he says that even a neophyte, Kanishta Adhikari, can take disciples, knowing that that guru is not quite so qualified or not so expert at uplifting those disciples. That's there in the purport. So guru na sasyat svajano na sasyat pita na sasyat janani na sasyat daivam na tasat na patisya sasyan namochedya samupetya pratyum. If your guru is a neophyte and he's struggling himself, if he chastises his disciple, it may be offensive. It may not be, it may be. It depends on if that guru is actually practicing properly and following strictly, because so many gurus have come and gone in ISKCON. Sukracharya, he cursed Bali Maharaj. He cursed him. I curse you. I curse you. You'll lose everything. So although he is a guru in one sense, he's a seminal guru, as they say, Sukracharya, seminal guru. He's disqualified by the Vedas, by the Bhagavatam, by this verse, Guru Nasasyat. He's disqualified as actually being a guru, but he still offended Bali Maharaj, who's a great devotee and a Mahajan. He's one of the 12 Mahajans, as we know. So if your guru is not really that qualified and he starts insulting you, and you have to tolerate, but he may reap some reactions to his behavior, especially if the disciple is actually following very properly and the guru may not be. So it's a kind of a little bit depending on the circumstances and the situations. Yeah. But ultimately, as a great devotee, Uttama Adhikari, if whatever he does, chastisement, he's not going to be offending his disciple. That's for the disciple's benefit. If he chastises him, like Prabhupada did, yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Prabhupada is so beautiful because, I mean, for lack of proper way of describing Srila Prabhupada, it is like gulab jamun. Whichever part you bite on is sweet, you know. Because Srila Prabhupada was saying, he was addressing one of his disciples who could be his son or maybe grandson, and had initiated him to be a sannyas. And so when he was addressing him as Swami. And he was saying that, Srila Prabhupada was saying, see, he's my disciple. And I initiated him as a Swami, as a sannyasi. But because he's a sannyasi, I have to address him as a Swami. So the etiquette has to be followed. So in the Bible, Lord Jesus Christ, asked John the Baptist to baptize him. And John the Baptist said, no, who am I to baptize you? I'm not even qualified to unbuckle your sandals. And Lord Jesus Christ told him that for the scriptures to come true and manifest, you have to do it. And Srila Prabhupada also says, when he was talking about Dhruva Maharaj and his mother Suniti, he was saying in one of the papers that, I mean, this is just a humility of Srila Prabhupada. I mean, just Srila Prabhupada's humility. Nobody should take it any other way. But Srila Prabhupada was saying that he is praying that at least one of his disciples will become so pure that he can liberate him.
Take him back to Godhead.
Yes. So it is possible that sometimes a disciple may be a very great person, but as a matter of etiquette, the disciple, no matter how great you are, you never, ever consider yourself to be superior to your guru. But I am very much grateful that the way you answered the question, that it's based on the qualification. If the spiritual master is a qualified spiritual master, then whatever he says, whatever he does, even if the disciple does not understand and appreciate it, is for his own good. Yes. If he's not qualified, then the disciple must be very careful and attentive. So, Prabhuji, we need you so much.
Thank you. Please let me say something. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Yeah, Hare Krishna. I mean, thank you for giving this answer. I'm happy you give the example of Sukracharya, because it's one of the examples that came to my mind. And then there are other examples. Brihaspati also misbehaved towards one of his disciples, Sibi. Then also, what is his name? Bhishmadev had to fight with his own guru. Parasuram was considered also his guru, and he had to fight with him. So, I mean, there are some cases like this where disciple and guru seem to get to loggerhead because guru seem to be insisting on something that is not proper, like the example of Bali Maharaj. So thank you very much. I mean, those examples were in my mind yesterday, and I wanted you to at least throw some light on it. So thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Mitchell, do you have something to say before we call it a day? Oh, I think he left.
There's one example
of
how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited Vaishnava etiquette. His spiritual master is Ishvara Puri, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Supreme Personality of Godhead accepted Ishvara Puri as his spiritual master. And now the God brother of Ishwar Puri is Ramachandra Puri.
Hmm.
And Ramachandra Puri, therefore, Lord Chaitanya really treated him like his spiritual master's god brother, almost like his god uncle. So he always exercised very clear and respectful etiquette towards Ramachandra Puri. So the etiquette that Lord Chaitanya exhibited, it transgressed, it transcended the fact that Ramachandra Puri was very offensive to God, Lord Chaitanya. He criticized him. He said, "There's ants on your windowsill. You're a sannyasi. Why are you eating so much sugar, so much sweets?" And then he said, "Look, you're eating too much. You, Lord Chaitanya disciples, and you, Lord Chaitanya, you're eating too much." And Lord Chaitanya, out of etiquette, cut down to 1/4 of his regular daily meals. Now, what he's doing is showing that I have to embrace etiquette towards this person who has actually turned out to be a Mayavadi, impersonalist, offensive to Madhavendra Puri, his guru, who's a great, great devotee of the Lord. But Lord Chaitanya still implemented etiquette constantly to this offensive rascal, Ramachandra Puri, who was condemned by Madhavendra Puri, condemned him. "Rascal, get out of my sight. You're preaching Mayavad to me. Why are you lamenting?" Madhavendra Puri was dying, and he said, "Oh, my Lord of Mathura, I have, he's feeling this separation. How can I attain your lotus feet?" And Ramachandra Puri practically chastised Madhavendra Puri. "Why are you not Brahma Bhuta Prashanatma Nasochatina? Why are you lamenting about attaining Krishna? What's wrong with you?" And Madhavendra Puri threw him out of his room. So, Lord, the gist is what I'm saying is that Lord Chaitanya exhibited great self-control and great humility and tolerance, and embrace etiquette in dealing with this offensive person. So etiquette is also very important. And the etiquette is that the guru should never be corrected by his disciple. And that the guru, if qualified, is fully in his own rights to chastise to any degree his disciple, even in a violent way, words verbally violent, or strong or angry. So that is all about etiquette, and we see Lord Chaitanya embrace the etiquette, although he didn't have to. He's God himself, but perhaps he's teaching us that we should remain very humble and tolerant, especially with senior devotees, even though they may be committing offense, insulting others, criticizing others, which is very dangerous. Vaishnava Aparad, very dangerous. Lord Chaitanya tolerated all this criticism.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I think we have one last question, and we'll call it a day. Sri Govinda Prabhu, please you may unmute, because we're looking at the time. Yes. Govinda Prabhu. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. My respectful obeisances to you and my obeisances to the devotees. Prabhu, could you kindly kindly explain a little or give a little clarification to disciple and guru relationship, and what should be the mindset of a disciple when you accept a guru, the attitude and the understanding as to why one is taking a guru and what is expected of such a disciple. Because like you were explaining, I will be surprised that a guru may chastise a disciple, and the disciple will take that chastisement as an offense. So what is the understanding of that disciple before taking a spiritual master? So I would like you to throw more light to the future devotees who will obviously every devotee or aspiring devotee has to take initiation. What should be the consciousness? What should be the understanding? Why we have to accept a guru and what is expected when you accept a guru? Because if you don't understand and you take a guru, and like you say, the guru chastises you and you become offended, that will be the cause of your fall down. You can easily fall down. You become so angry. And what does it mean? If you are offended, it means so many things are going to go on wrong in your mind towards that great devotee. And that will be the cause of your fall down. So I would like you to shed more light on this, please.
Well, Prabhupada, he said that a guru is not some kind of a pet that you get, as some kind of a fashion. He said that because many swamis go to the West and people, oh, I have a guru. I took Diksha, but they're not surrendered to the instructions. So Prabhupada said that, of course, in 26 Second Avenue, Mukunda Maharaj and Brahmana, what is a guru? What do we have to see you as? What does it mean, Diksha? You have to accept me as good as the God. Sakshat Hari Tvenathamasta Sastrir Kashtata Bhavyat Prabhoya Priyavat Pande Garoshi Charanarabindam. So Prabhuji, you have to accept the Guru as good as God. Right? Everyone was shocked. But he's been telling he's not God, he's servant of God. But he's to be honored like that. So if the Guru, Diksha Guru, he has to evaluate his disciple. If the disciple doesn't properly express etiquette and implement etiquette, engage properly in Guru Seva, then he should not be accepted. One time a devotee asked Prabhupada something, and he was very forceful. He kept asking Prabhupada, I think it was, he wanted to be married to two women. And ultimately, Prabhupada said, you do as you like, because whatever it was, I'm not sure if it was that time. One time, his devotee wanted two wives, and I think Prabhupada chastised him. You lusty rascal. You can't even support one. But another time, a devotee asked Prabhupada something, I forget. And he kept pushing Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada allowed him. And then the devotee said, Prabhupada, why did you give permission for this? Prabhupada said, because I realized that if I told him no, he would do it anyway. And he would commit Guru Aparad. And then his devotional service would be damaged. So then Prabhupada, in that sense, he said, okay, go ahead, do whatever, do you like as you like. So sometimes a spiritual master has to allow a devotee to hang himself, giving enough rope to hang yourself. Like Prabhupada, I saw he allowed, because he knew if I say no and he does it, it's a bigger offense. If I say no and he simply disobeys me, it's an offense to the spiritual master. So in that sense, when we accept a bona fide guru who is living properly the rules and regulations and so on, and guiding properly and living properly, representing Srila Prabhupada properly, then he's representing Srila Prabhupada, then it's very serious, very serious. And one has to adhere to those instructions coming from Srila Prabhupada through the Diksha Guru. Also, Bhakti Vinod Thakur writes a song, which I have in my songbook here, that a Diksha Guru may be one, and he gives initiation. But the Shiksha Guru is maybe more than one, and they're more important. In this song, he says, more important than Diksha Guru. What does that mean? Well, our primary Shiksha Guru is Srila Prabhupada. And many people have taken initiation that I've observed, and when their Diksha Guru fell down because they thought he was, on the transcendental platform, Uttama Adhikari, they all left the movement, thousands, by the hundreds, perhaps thousands, when the Diksha Gurus fell down, and many of them were appointed by Srila Prabhupada. So ultimately, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says Shiksha Guru is more important. What that means is that Prabhupada is our overall Shiksha Guru. And we really have to develop a very, very intimate and strong relationship with Srila Prabhupada, because he told us many times, Vani is far more important than Vapu. And you can feel Srila Prabhupada, and you can feel your relationship with Srila Prabhupada. It's all very internal potency of the Lord. So although you may take Diksha, if the Guru becomes disqualified, then you have to continue under Srila Prabhupada's lotus directions and lotus feet. If the Guru is qualified and is strict, and you're representing Srila Prabhupada and Krishna, then of course, you have to be very careful and follow 100%, 100% surrender your heart to the service of that Guru. That's for sure. And the bona fide Guru will bring you to Srila Prabhupada so that you can have a relationship with this great personality, this great Acharya. And Prabhupada means one at whose feet many masters sit. That's what Prabhupada means. So all these masters, Diksha Gurus, masters, they're all sitting at the feet of Srila Prabhupada. They're not saying, I'm Prabhupada. No title of Prabhupada is given to the Diksha Gurus. We're at best Madhyamadikaris. At best. When you see an Uttama Adhikari like Srila Prabhupada, you'll know it. Believe me, you will know it. He's a great, great Maha Bhagavad, and he's just incredibly powerful. And we know that when he was on the planet, how much power, how empowered we all were, and how this movement was established. And it's going on because of Srila Prabhupada's power in his instructions. He lives in his instructions. That is given by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So that's my take on it, is develop a strong relationship with your Guru, but do not neglect your relationship with Srila Prabhupada. It's very, very important, very great. And this movement is all because of Srila Prabhupada's being empowered by Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya. The moon's going on by Srila Prabhupada's potency. Very important to remember that.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. We're very much grateful. Well, we've been here much longer than expected. That is what happens when you're dealing with Shri Krishna, because he's so sweet. So even though time passes by, you don't really realize. But I would like to say this quick thing. When we first came to Gidanagri here, there was a program we were having with our Gurudev, His Holiness Bhakti Swami Maharaj, and it was like a play. Lots of questions asked and written on a paper, rolled in a basket, and then you pick, you open it, you read what it is, and then you answer. So one devotee picked one of such papers. He read what it was, and he handed it over to me. He didn't answer whatever it was in there. And I opened it, and I was ready to answer. I was so stupid. I shouldn't have answered, but I did. The question was, when did you, I'm paraphrasing, when did you not believe in your Gurudev? It's like, what time or what situation made you not believe in your Gurudev? So I was almost sobbing. I said, no, that has never happened. And Gurudev was there sitting right there. So he stopped me, interrupted me. He said, only pure devotees can speak like that. And I know I'm not a pure devotee, so I started thinking. What did Gurudev say or do something? I said, oh no. It was a homework. I thought about it. And of course, I know I'm not a pure devotee, so I might have had that experience sometime. And lo and behold, I had that encounter with my Gurudev. My Gurudev once said something. I said, no. I said to myself, no, Gurudev, no, this cannot be true. Of course, it was true. But I'm saying this to help all of us understand, if possible, that as we are beginners, these doubts may come. But we still have to hold on and have the faith that, especially if someone is in this ISKCON movement and is following Srila Prabhupada's teachings and is giving Srila Prabhupada's teachings as Srila Prabhupada gave, we should understand that by the mercy and the power of Srila Prabhupada, that particular individual is capable because he's connected directly to Srila Prabhupada. So
Yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That's beautiful.
No, if you may want to, I think we've said everything, but if you want to conclude, because you are the speaker, we would like you to be the last person to say a word.
Mm-hmm. So who's speaking?
I said you are the speaker, so we would love to have you say the last word.
May you continue chanting the holy names of the Lord. It is the special mercy of the Lord. And above and beyond anything, we have to become most attached to the chanting of the holy names with great focus and attention. All the philosophy, everything is to bring us to the Shuddhanam, chanting the pure names of God, Krishna, Hare Krishna mantra. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If we just do this with very focus, avoiding the offenses, Krishna will reciprocate so much with us, 1,000 times. Always prioritize your chanting, your morning program, your japa, very important, and also kirtan with devotees, Sankirtan, Yagya. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, dear uncle. Dear devotees, we humbly requesting you all to kindly unmute yourselves, and we all chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra to express our deepest appreciation and gratitude to our beloved uncle and great uncle to some of us, who is been sharing his love and wisdom with us all for so long as he did today. Please, you may all unmute. Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpa tarabhyascha, kripa sindhubhya evacha, patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
All glories to His Grace Kripanidhi Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Jagat Prabhu Prabhupada ki jai. All glories assembled Vaishnava